I may have had the first indication sometime in May 2019. I didn't think a lot about it. I just thought I was out of shape. We were on a ride from the Ross Bridge Clock Tower. It was a Jim Bunn organized ride. We rode 50 miles. We rode from the clock tower and went up Big Bertha. I'd been up Big Bertha before. I've been up since. Andrew took off and I started chasing him. At the beginning of the climb, right by Camden Place, where we used to live, I felt like I wanted to get off my bike and throw up. I kept going. I couldn't catch Andrew, but I made it all the way up ahead of the others. I rode a lot after that with no problem, including the May Challenge, when I had nearly 650 miles.
Why does that hurt me? I don't know why.
On July the 10th, I was riding on a shack ride with Linda and Bill, the dog route. We were climbing Ziegler. I was going pretty hard. I was behind Linda. I remember I had this pain. At the top, I said to Linda, "That hurt me." On July 14th, we rode from the country house out and back past the discount mall to just past I-20. Usually we turned around just before the discount mall. This time we went a little further before we turned around. I think Stan wanted to get in some more miles that day. On the way out, there's a little climb up 78. It's not that big of a deal. I felt it then. I thought I was just out of shape. We turned around just past I-20 and we're headed back. Bernadette was out front. I was behind Stan, close behind. I was going to ride with him up Cemetery Hill. Bernadette had taken off. She was going pretty hard. I was going to stay with Stan. Stan said, "Go and ride with Bernadette. I want you to ride with her. She needs someone to ride with." I said, "No, I'm going to ride with you." He said, "No, it'd really make me happy if you go ride with Bernadette." I said, "Okay," and took off to catch Bernadette. She was about a quarter mile ahead. It was about 10:30 in the morning and hot. I was going hard to catch her. I almost closed the gap, but not quite. and then it started to hurt pretty bad. I got up to the turnoff to Cahaba Glen. There was a little bit of shade on the right. I said to myself, I just got to pull off. I stopped in the shade at the entrance to Cahaba Glen. I sat there for a minute or two.
I'm hurting.
Stan went by going up the climb. He said, "Gene, are you all right? Are you all right?" I said, "I'm hurting." He obviously didn't hear me and kept going. After a few minutes, I got my breath back. Things calmed down and I went on my way.
Okay? And now. Everyone stop. I thought you were okay, so I kept looking back.
That's fine? Right about
Either I'm out of shape or something's wrong with me.
He was trying to hang on your wheel, man. He had to push it to get there. It's just hot.
hot with high humidity.
I've ridden in hot before.
Is it yesterday?
But you don't have chest pain or anything like that, right?
Best described as painful tightness in chest.
Oh, that ain't bad.
What do
You
you
want me to
want?
go get the car?
No, I'm okay now.
We could just stay straight on here.
No, I'm okay, really.
What time is it?
I mean,
10:14.
We need to head back.
Let's head back.
Maybe being as Gene feels like it, we could just tool around downtown. We can walk.
Yeah.
Or we can have a beer.
Tooling around downtown's fine.
I made it all the way back to the country house. From the front porch, I called the cardiologist who had treated my father. He said they would call me back. They never did.
Well, I thought we were going to tootle, but that's okay.
The next day, I decided to go check out the freestanding emergency room
That's fine.
of UAB Medical West at the intersection of 150 and 459. This was during the thick of COVID. There was a guy at a table out front screening people.
Okay.
I walked up and said, "Chest pain." I felt fine at the time, but that's what I said. They took me back right away. They did all kind of tests. The ER doc I saw was Dr. Laney McDonald. I told her my story. She said none of the tests were showing anything. She said, I don't care what the tests say. I think you've got something going on. By that time, it was 6:30 or so on Friday evening during the thick of COVID. She said, what would you think about going to UAB for a full workup? Are you up for that? I said I was. She said she'd make some calls and set it up. I was transported by ambulance to UAB and got there about 10 o'clock at night. The place was crowded. When you show up at the ER in an ambulance, there's no waiting around, particularly when they think you've got a heart issue. Dr. Lassar performed the angioplasty. Under anesthesia, he showed me an image on a screen of my heart before and after. He said, you see that? That's a 90% blockage of your LAD artery. You're a lucky guy. He put in 2 stents. Dr. Lassar retired. I was assigned to Dr. Prime, who seems like an okay guy. I asked him, Dr. Prime, did my bicycle almost kill me or did my bicycle save my life? He said, oh, definitely the bicycle saved your life.